Good morning, everyone. We will just talk about how we need to write the examples and stuff, okay? So let us just do one thing. We'll wait for another 2 minutes and then we'll start. Yeah, I think there will be very less people. So I'll just cross to a few things. You let me know if you're able to see the screen, okay? The chat, can you tell me if you're able to see the screen? No? Okay, 1 second. Let me know if you're able to. Till now there was power. Suddenly the power went off. Just let me know if this is visible to you. Visible? Yeah, okay. So, see, I'll not tell too much about what is class and everything. You know what is class. But see, they have asked you to explain the structure of a program. Okay, now we don't know whether they want us to write the class or just the C++ structure, what it is, we don't know. So, better thing is what? To make sure that everything is included. One program where everything is included. So, in case if I'm just writing, let us say, hash include IOStream, okay, using namespace std, and we have int main, and then we have return 0. This is fine. Now, if we are having confusion that whether he's asking just the CPP structure or the class structure also, we'll just one simple class will write. I'll just write class student, and in the class student, right, I'm just going to write two things. One is it's better to write public so that he understands that you know access specifiers, and then just write down void uh, get data, sorry, set data and display. Okay, this is fine. And by default, the data members will be private. So you can give string s name, comma, int row. Okay, this is more than enough. So these two functions you have to write. which you would have already practiced. So you can write it as void the class name student colon set data. Okay. And you just ask the user to enter two things. What are those? Enter the name and roll number. Okay. And then in scene, you're going to take name, that is S name, and roll number. Okay. This will be your set data, and your display will be void again student colon display, and then just write cout uh, name equal to S name, and what is that? Roll number is equal to. Okay, that's it. This much is done. So what we did basically, we have taken a student class, we have given roll number, set data, display. Set data is nothing but ask the name and roll number. Display is nothing but you just display name and roll, whatever you have given. So better to put it here a slash and or something, and then roll. Okay, that's it. Now here what you do, you create a student OB, okay, and OB is equal OB dot set data, and next one is OB dot display. This much you have written. Now what all you have to explain? Just write when you're writing program only. Use a little different pen also if it is necessary. Just to highlight the fact. Here, what is it called as? This is nothing but preprocessor directives. Okay. Then this is C in, C out, etc are under std namespace. So we are including it here. Okay. Then what is this? This is a class that contains data members, which is equal to s name, comma role. Okay. And these are what? Member function publicly accessible. Otherwise, you can't do it. No, by default, it will be private. You can take this one here as well. Okay, and these are what if there is no public, nothing is specified, you give it as private. So when you write your comments like this, no, they will be more means instead of going through what you have written, even though you have written something wrong there, if these are proper, then here itself they will give you marks. Okay, they need not study through entire thing. And here, this is what starting point of the main program execution. Okay, and what is this? Instance of class, because it is an object, no, which is OB. And what we are doing here, we are doing the member function calls. And what is this? This is the return type. That's it. If this much, if we can give and elaborate on, we always start the class with the including the header files. Here it is IOStream. IOStream is nothing but input output stream. Then we include namespace because most of the things that we are using in the class will be under the std namespace. If we want, we can have class or it's an optional thing. But if we have a class, then the class has the two data members, which is private, two member functions, which is public, which can be accessed. This is student scope resolution and set data in order to write the definition of the function. Here also, display is the part of student and scope resolution operator. That is, we are telling display is not a normal function, it is a function of student. And then write the whole thing. This much, if you can clearly represent. Okay. What I'll do is I will share you the document also. I don't know if you're able to see this. Okay. So in this, okay, just keep a note of it. I'll be writing it here. This is for what? This is the structure of the class. Okay. Now, if you notice, there is one, what is that? There was one question. I don't know if you have this model question paper you have. Do you have the model question paper with you? I'll just put a screenshot in the chat. See this one. Okay. Now, the next one. Okay, we'll go to the next one. Also, just 1 second. So, what you have to write for that particular program, no? I'm giving in the chat. Okay, this I'll also put it in this Word file so that you have proper understanding. People don't put any marks. Okay, I have taken it here. You can make a note of the same thing. Okay, I have given in the chat box. Later on, I'll give you the link in a PDF format. Okay, this is fine. The next one. What is the next question that they had asked? Are you able to see the CPP, Dev CPP? You're able to see, right? Then there was one question about abstract class. I think, I don't know if I have done it in the class before. So, one simple example I'll give you. Okay. So, abstract means something like I have an abstract idea. What does it mean? That means I do not know much about that particular project, but I have a very vague idea about it. Okay. So when we say what is an abstract thing, for future implementation, I'll keep it. Means I will not have the implementation. Maybe my children, they will have an implementation. That means in an inheritance concept, no? Just somebody asked you to prepare one, let us say a dish. Okay, some Chinese dish or something. Okay, and you don't know that, or you are being asked to do some project but you don't know, you have a very vague idea. So what you'll do, you'll write class, let us say that is my project. Okay, so after you write class project, the first thing that probably we will do is give access specifier public or something, and then I just know what to do but I don't know how to do it. So for that I'll write a keyword called as virtual. Okay, virtual, and probably I'll write void, and there is something called as presentation. Okay, this is the function that I have, but I don't know how to do this function, so I will equate it to zero. Anything that you have some keyword called as virtual, void, and that particular function name and equate it to zero, these are called as pure virtual functions. These are called as pure virtual functions because we do not have the implementation of it. Now, if I don't have the implementation of it, I will not be able to create any class of this particular object. So what I have to do? I have to inherit this because there is no point in if I create an object of project and if I say that ob dot presentation doesn't make any sense. No, there is nothing in the presentation. So what we have to do, we can take another class which will implement this. Probably I'll say CSE people are implementing this. So they will go for what same as you have your which is that one inheritance. How you do know like that you are going to have project. From project we are inheriting. Now the rule is if I'm going to create a class object of CSE, it can have its own functions. Like let us say I can have my own function. Uh, I can write void sing or something like this. And then I can give see out singing. Okay, this is valid, not an issue at all. But I have to also override. Override means what? In parent, there is one function. We are going to redeclare the same thing in our, what is it, child class, same presentation. Okay, this, whenever we are trying to what is it, making sure that we want to create an object of this, then this class which is inheriting from project should implement this whole thing. Implement in the sense put a curly brace like this and then write what is that, see out CSC project presentation. Okay, done. So now what I can do, I can create an object of CSE because you have implemented method. If you're getting problem like writing everything in the class, then how you had your scope resolution? No, do the same thing. Like what you'll do, you'll take these two functions outside the class. Okay. And here only you are going to give the, like how you did before. This class will contain sing and presentation. These both are belonging to CSE. So what you'll do, CSE colon colon. Same way here you're going to do CSE colon colon. Clear? Now in the main function, what we are going to do in the main, we are taking object of the child class. Who is the child here? CSE is the child. So CSE OB and OB dot sing, which is its own function, which is okay to take, and OB dot presentation. Okay, this is abstraction. So if I am running this, I don't know if this is visible to you. So you can notice that we have the CSC, singing is also printed, CSC project presentation is also done. Now, what if the CSE is a child of project, but if we don't implement this, okay, then can you see this? Cannot declare object to be abstract type because if you have not implemented this method, this also becomes the abstract class. What do you mean by abstract? I just have an idea. I do not have a way to present it. So what happens if you do not write the presentation? It is going to throw you error. So the child class, whoever is taking the child class, whoever is going to make sure that we are going to create an object of that kind. So we have to make sure that the parent unimplemented methods has to be implemented here. This is abstraction. Okay. Now, this whole thing, if they ask you to write what is abstraction, simple one, this much you write on. Okay. What is very important in this? This is very important. Okay. Next important thing is this implementation. That is CSE is a child of project. Third important point is this. Whatever virtual function was there, that will be overwritten here. Okay. And then you just call that particular function. So this is what this is abstraction. So here, this example is more than enough. Whatever example I have given, no, same example you try to give. Otherwise, you will also get confused. Okay. I'll give you the things that you can write here for abstraction. You have this one, no? Okay. So project class is declared with a pure virtual function, make it abstract class. And derived class, this is publicly inherited the project presentation. Okay. What happened? Ma'am, is the structure in C++? Can we include this? What is there? Yeah, yeah, you can include that. It would be very good thing. This is nice. Okay. Basically, if you give, can you take a proper picture of this and send it to me? I'll put it in the document itself. Hmm? Okay. So now this is the abstraction part. And then what is the next question that they had asked? Okay. Uh, what are they useful and discuss with an example? Example is done. Terms, abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. With suitable example. 10 marks they have given. Okay. So let me just check. What was that? Encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, and which other thing they had asked?
Polymorphism.
Polymorphism, though even abstraction will be a polymorphism, but I think they are more asking on this one, overloading and overriding. So we'll try it out. Mm, 10 marks means for each questions you can consider it to be what? 2 marks. Okay. Encapsulation, you can write whatever we have, like whenever people say encapsulation, it is nothing but we are going to wrap the methods into classes. That means we will directly not be able to change anything. So the previous example, what we have given, no? The which one is that? The class example that you can take, or I'll give one more simple example that also you can take. So one by one we'll do. Abstraction, the same example what we have given now you can do. Okay, for abstraction. For encapsulation, mm, you can go for encapsulation what you can do, just take one class and write one semester or something. Okay. So basically, I should not be, if I write this int semester, I'm just explaining you what is encapsulation so you will understand. If I write it here, right, then, so I'll just comment this part right now. Hmm? If I just write it in the public area, in your main function, you can easily take a CSE object. Okay. And I can directly change ob.sem is equal to, let us say, 3. Okay. This can be easily changed. And if I want to see out also, I can just write semester is equal to ob.semester. So if I run this, if I run this, then look at the output. You're seeing the output, no? Semester is equal to 3. That means what is happening here? The thing is, we took semester, we made sure that we gave the value in the main function. Anybody can do like this, no? But if I don't want to make it accessible for all, I'll keep it private. The moment you keep it private, it became inaccessible to others. When you don't give any public or private specifier, it becomes private. Now, since I did this, if I want to set the value, how can I set the value? Maybe I'll take one here, int x. Okay. Either you can ask him to please enter the value of semester, or you'll give int x. What this will do? Semester is equal to x. That means directly semester you're not changing. You have a function where you'll put a value, that value will be set inside that particular function. What does display function do? Probably display function just write C out this one. I'll take this part. Okay. And put it here. So this will be semester. That's it. Hmm? Now, if I create an object, if I give ob.sem is equal to 3, this will throw error. See, private member, no, it cannot be accessed. Instead, what I should be doing, ob.set data of, let us say, 3. Then if I want to call the display function, ob.display, that's it. If you run this, this is what you're going to get output. Okay. So when a method is used to encapsulate the data, that means whatever user is giving from outside, directly I will not give in the main function. Instead, I'll send it through a function. Function will handle what it has to do. So if I send 15 here, semester will become 15. If I send 100 here, semester will become 100. Okay. But directly ob.sem, I can't do it here. Clear? So this will be for encapsulation. Okay. See, whenever you write the example, keep the 10 marks means there are three items or four items that they have asked. So this example only you don't make so big so that you can't write the rest of them. So keep the simple examples. If they have asked only encapsulation for much time, matlab, only for encapsulation they have given some 5 marks, 6 marks or something, then probably you can put the semester, you can put name, you can put roll number and set roll number, set semester, set name, all those things you can give. Okay. But for this, they have just given 10 marks for encapsulation, inheritance, abstraction, and something else which polymorphism. Then that much of time you should not dedicate. 3 page or 4 page for 10 marks, you have to literally think a little. If I write so much in one particular question, will I have time to answer rest of the question? Common sense. Hmm? So encapsulation, you can write this much. Then next we will go for what is that? Inheritance. Inheritance, copy. Inheritance, the best way to do is just write parent. Okay. You write parent and write name and insert data. No? Just ask the user to enter the name. Okay. Scene, name. Next display, you're going to give name, parent. So this is the parent class. Okay. In the child class, child class is inheriting from parent. Okay. Now, in this case, what will happen? You'll have to write all the display and everything. No, I will not keep display here. I'll just keep set data in the parent. Here, what I'll do, I'll give set child data. Okay, set child data. So in this, what I'm going to give, enter the child name. And here I'm going to give child name. And in display, name of the parent also I'll print and the name of the child also I'll print. This will be what? This will be CNAME. Okay. So now we have to take, if you have to show that it is the object of child, then obviously here you have to write child OB. Okay. OB dot set data, which will call the parent function. Then OB dot set child data, child function. Then OB dot display. This is child function. This can be inheritance. Now imagine that you didn't have too much time, okay, and you had to do it in one program only, you want to do everything. So then if you want to give overriding as well, if you want to do overriding, what you can do, the set data only can be here. Okay. Then you can't call the parent set data function. So what you will do here, you are going to call parent dot set data so that automatic call conversion happens. That also can be done. But for now, if you want to write a parent and a child thing, then this can be easiest part. Still, simplest one you can be doing. I think if you say animal, that example is there, no, that also you can do. So I would suggest whichever you are very perfect, give that particular inheritance examples. Okay. So if there is one parent, one child, sorry, what kind of inheritance it is? One parent, one child. Simple. Single inheritance. Okay. So you have to be, first of all, you people have a lot of problems in single inheritance, multiple inheritance, hierarchy inheritance. Okay, that you need to bifurcate first. Then this one you can go ahead with. This will be for inheritance. Oh. Now, if you have to go for which is that polymorphism. So in polymorphism, overloading you will do or overriding you will do depends on you what you want to do. Okay. So override means what? Parent also will be having same function, child also will be having same function. That should be overridden. So better you can take it as a class parent. Okay. And I'll just write one function, public void sound. I'm just making it funny. Okay. You can give anything there. This is child. Child also has void sound only, but it should inherit from whom? Inherit from parent. Then in the main function, what you will be doing? You'll be calling an object. Sorry, you have to call a child object. Okay. When you give ob dot sound, which one it will call? Will it call the parent or will it call the
Child.
scolding or crying? Child, correct? Because this is overriding the parent one. But both the function name should be same. Okay, so the output will be what? Output will be this one. So this is what polymorphism. Okay, then one major important thing that we have missed out. Always try to practice answer like a point wise so that it will be easy to check and you will also have each and every point in your mind. Okay, inheritance, when they ask you, this is the parent, this is the child. Okay, people don't do the artwork here. Let me do it. So if I'm going to do it like this, so this becomes what? Parent, and this is child. So this, the moment they ask you what is inheritance or something, this will be concluded as what? This is single inheritance. Correct? Now, if they ask you hierarchy, okay, hierarchy, then one parent and multiple children. So this is what? Hierarchy. Okay, then two or multiple parents, okay, and one child, which is this? Two or multiple parent, one child.
Multiple.
Multiple. The moment you write this diagram, no, he will understand that you know the concept. Okay. So this is one thing. Let me just put it here. Okay. Then, if we have a parent, there is a parent, okay, and there is a grandparent, and then there is a child. What is this inheritance?
Multi-level.
Multi-level. Where did the diagram go? Arre? Did anybody delete it? People, you don't put anything, any mouse or something, please. I can't retrieve it also. ಗಣೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಅಪ್ಪನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಹಾ. So here we have, let us say, a parent. Parent. This is parent one. Okay. And this is parent two. And this is child. Okay. And it is inheriting from this. And this is inheriting from this. Okay. We scroll it down. And we have one more parent on the top. Okay. This is a mix of what? If you only consider this much, if you only consider grandparent, parent, and child, it is multi-level. If you consider these two, it is multiple. So this is called as a hybrid inheritance. Clear? Okay. So this is hybrid before somebody deletes it. Okay. And this is multi-level. Okay. And parent 2, this will be multiple. This is hierarchy. This will be single. In the chat box, I'm sending all the, okay. So this much should be known to you all. And when it comes to, okay, see, they have given explain message passing with a suitable example. What is message passing? Anybody who has the answer for this? What is message passing? Okay, have you heard of composition of object? Composition of object. You have not heard of composition of object. Okay, let me explain this. Okay, this message passing is important. Okay, just look at the board. Huh? Where did my out of all days today only? As soon as I started the class, current went off. I don't know who prayed like this. Hmm. Okay, message passing is something like if I have, let us say, one object. Okay, one class, one object is there. That object I'm passing it to another class object. Okay, that is, let us say there is one class called as multiply or calculate or something like that. We have, let us say, two parameters or three parameters which we have already taken, and then it is going to render a some particular output. That output will be passed to some other classes function. Like in case if I had, let us say, I have class mm, addition. Okay, I have class addition. In this public, I have void add two numbers, which will take int a comma int b. What this will do? This will return a plus b, let us say. If it is returning a plus b, this should not be void, no? It should be some integer. If you add two integer, you're going to get an integer. Okay, semicolon. Now what we would do, we would create an addition object. Okay, since it is returning a value, so that value should be stored somewhere. No, that should also be of type integer because this is what returning an integer. So let us say I take int result, which is equal to ob dot add two numbers. Let us say 11 comma 22 I give. Okay. Now, if I'm going to see out the result, I can just give result because that is giving me 33. So if I run this, if I run this, you're going to get an output like this. Okay, you're going to get an output like this. Result is equal to 33. Now, instead of doing all this, okay, I'll create one more class, and that class will be called as calculate. This class is called as calculate. Now, in this class, let us say there is one method, okay, and that method requires your what is that? Mm, this add two numbers is there, no? This method will require this add two numbers, which will be in turn telling you like to utilize the object of that particular class, which is the addition class. So if that is the case, then in the calculate function, I can have one more function here. Let us say void get result. This might be a function. Now this function is going to take one object of addition class. So if I take addition OB, if I take addition OB, that is the object of previous class as a parameter, okay? And then here I'm going to give this part, okay? Inside that particular, what is that get result function, I passed an object OB and I'm taking a result variable. In that, I have to make sure that the OB that I have passed, no, that dot addition function of two parameters. Now here I'm going to write the result also, whatever the result is. So basically what we did, we created an addition object. Now we have to create one calculator object also, which is this class calculate C. Now what I'm going to do, C dot get result. In this one, I have to pass OB. Why? Because it is taking what? Addition OB. Okay. Then just this much is done. Once this is done, we can return 0. See what we did. Hmm? We took a class addition. In that, there is a function called as add two numbers. Two numbers it is taking, it is returning the addition of two numbers, a plus b. Which data type? Integer data type. But this is which class? Addition class. So I created an addition object. In calculate class, we have a get result, what is that function. In this, what is the parameter? Parameter is addition class object. That means this OB that you have created, no, that should be passed here. Why? Because inside get result, I'm going to take a variable result, which will do the calculation based on object, which is of addition class. I gave here 1122. This will give me the result that will be stored in the result and it will be output in this particular thing. So one object, when it is passed as a parameter to another class function, you call it as message passing. So now if you run this, put a semicolon. So you're getting the result. Okay. This is important. I don't think so you would have done this before. Usually we call it composition, but here it is passed as a result object only. So I'll just put it in the documentation. Okay. Now, what else was there? This part, did you understand this part? The
Yes, ma'am.
current one, you understood? Okay. So, which was the other one? There's one more question, no? Forgot that question. Okay. What are reference variables in C++? Discuss with example. What is the program to narrate the inline function? Also discuss whether the request to make function is inline. Is always granted by compiler. Okay. What we'll do is my power went off actually. So I'll I'll do one more 1 hour kind of a online class. Okay. Because if it is more than 1 hour for your data also it will affect. When do you want me to do so that I'll do the few other examples, and today whatever I have done, no, I'll put it in a PDF and send it to you. Same examples you can use. The content what you write, I have understood one thing is, see, if I have learned about hierarchy or abstraction, okay, but in the exam what is the question given, that is important. For that question, that answer, is it relevant or no? Because every time I have seen people from skit coming out and telling me that they have written everything, but I don't know how the marks is less. You have written everything, but they have not asked the question on what you have written. They have asked some other question. So understanding the question is very important. And in this thing, right? I really hope, see, out of many people, only 25 people are attending right now. But since I'm still recording this, I'll send you the recorded stuff as well, just in case due to network loss, if you have not understood something, you can go through again, revise. Last moment revision and writing is very, very, very important. Most of y'all will spend 5 to 6 pages, front and back, for one question. Don't do that. Nobody asks you so much. Understand what is required for 10 marks. Okay. And then for 10 marks, one particular example on the right hand side, points on the left hand side, write it down, finish it off, go to the next sub question. How many questions you have to answer totally? Is it 5 questions? Looking at the model
Yes.
paper, 5, no? So they have one or, yeah, in every module there is or which is given. Sometimes in VTU they will skip questions also. I don't know whether you are aware or not of this. I believe, for me, as far as I've seen y'all, it is, one second, I'll just show you this. PDF like that. Okay.